Welcome to my latest live session where I'm going to be taking you from inquiry to getting the keys. So the entire mortgage and home buying process from start to finish. So thank you for joining me. If you are watching this live, give me a hashtag live. And if you're watching this on replay, give me a hashtag replay into the comments. So first step is making an inquiry. Now this inquiry could be via a mortgage broker like myself or an advisor, or it could be directly to your lender. Now with myself, the first thing I would be doing for you is booking something called a welcome call. And it's a really informal call, gives me the opportunity to find out more about your circumstances, your objectives, what you're looking to achieve, explain how I can help, and we'll put together some next steps. We'll also be able to give you your budget by going through an affordability assessment. And then we'll be able to have a look to see if your plans are realistic. Okay. If they are, and you're happy to move forward, what I will then do is complete some due diligence by requesting some documents to verify the information that you've provided to me in that welcome call. So things like payslips and bank statements, and also a copy of your credit report. I will then assess those documents and do some basic underwriting, essentially, to make sure that you are going to be mortgage ready. Okay, I'll also go through with you some of the basic mortgage costs, so what your monthly payments might look like, any associated mortgage fees, so you know everything that you need to know before you go out and start house hunting. So at this point, you will be mortgage ready and you will know what your budget is going to be. So number two is the exciting part, house hunting, going out, doing some viewings and looking at some properties to find the one that you want to go ahead with. Now, it's been said that you can view up to 15 properties before you find the one that you want to make an offer on. So don't be too disheartened if you don't find the dream property straight away. You are going to have to kiss a few frogs. So once you find the property, number three is to submit an offer and to have that offer accepted. Now, if you don't know how to submit an offer, I'd recommend that you go back and have a look at my previous video about how to make an offer, and that explains everything that you need to know. So you've put your offer in, your offer's been accepted, probably a little bit of toing and froing and a bit of negotiation in there along the way. And what's going to happen next is we are going to submit and arrange your mortgage in principle. So we're going to look at the most suitable lender based on your circumstances at that moment in time. We're going to go through the mortgage details in terms of monthly payments, who the lender is, the associated costs, and everything that you need to know. And if you're happy with it, I will arrange, or your broker or your advisor will arrange the agreement in principle for you. The agreement in principle includes a soft credit check. So with majority of lenders, it is a soft credit check and shouldn't harm your credit rating. And it also includes a thorough affordability assessment and a light touch against that particular lender's lending criteria to make sure that you meet affordability, your credit check meets their criteria, and also you meet the other lending policy that they've got out in place. At this point, if your agreement in principle is accepted, that's fantastic news. We're going to gear up ready to submit the full application. You are going to need to appoint and instruct some solicitors, okay? And then at that point, we will take payment of any mortgage related costs and fees. And step number 5 is to submit the full mortgage application, okay? Now, once we've submitted the full application, at this point, like I say, you'd have all your fees paid that are associated with the mortgage, and you would have instructed your solicitors. So the mortgage broker, mortgage advisor, or the lender submits the mortgage application. They package up the mortgage application with all of your information, your personal information, the property information, all of your documents, pay slips and bank statements, and that gets sent across to the lender. When the lender receives that application, they will usually instruct the valuation, or the survey as it's also known as, okay? And that means they're instructing for a surveyor to go out to the property, value the property, make sure it's worth what you're paying for it, and that also the property is suitable security for mortgage purposes, okay? The lender is also going to kickstart their own in-house due diligence to make sure that they can verify everything that you've said is correct and complete all of their in-house checks. This is known as underwriting. So the lender is going to underwrite your application, okay? And the underwriting process can take anything from 1 week, if you're really lucky, up to on average 8 weeks, okay? Sometimes longer. It really depends on the complexity of your application, and it depends on how busy the lender is and the climate and the environment that we're in at the point of application, okay? Your broker or advisor will be able to advise you a rough time scale at the point you submit it as to how long it should take. So your mortgage application is in, the valuation comes back, it's satisfactory, the lender's completed all of their due diligence and they're happy with it. At this point, they should be issuing you with a mortgage offer, okay? This is a huge milestone. So you get your mortgage offer, everybody's happy, copy goes to you in the post or via email, and a copy also goes to the solicitor, okay? Now, remember you instructed your solicitor a little while back, whilst your mortgage application has been going through, your solicitor should have been completing all of their own due diligence in the background, okay? And this includes things like searches, raising inquiries, and making sure that the property is suitable for you to purchase, essentially. If all of that's been happening in the background and you've now got your mortgage offer, you're going to be very close to step number 7, which is exchanging contracts, okay? So this basically means you are signing a legal contract to say you are going to buy the property. The vendor, the seller, is also signing the same contract to say they're going to sell you the property, okay? And this, at this point, is when it all becomes legally binding, okay? So at this point as well, the solicitor will also set a completion date, okay? So when you exchange contracts, you're very, very close. You're legally bound to go ahead and buy it. The seller is legally bound to go and sell it, but we haven't quite got there yet. But we're setting up a completion date, which is normally about a week or so's time down the line, okay? So step number 8 and the final step in the process is completion day. So this is move-in day, and this is when the money changes hands. So all the mortgage money comes in, your deposit comes in, and the solicitor pays that out to the seller so they get their money, and then you get the keys, and you can then go and see your lovely new house and sit in your living room with a takeaway and a bottle of champagne and celebrate the move. So that is it. Step 1 to step 8, simplified the mortgage and home buying process journey in a nutshell. Okay.